Welcome back to The Pulse. That's just gone by is the NPP addressing the press on current violence that's been happening. Many have called that the NDC supported, purported to be the ones causing this mayhem will be called to order. And also they have reiterated the constituencies that they believe that were under some sort of siege as well, and asking the Electoral Commission and many other CSOs to also intervene. We definitely will bringing you updates if there are any updates over there. But currently, let's talk to Linda Obenewa Akweley Ocloo, the re-elected Member of Parliament for the Shai-Osudoku constituency, who has secured another term in office with her party's victory in the presidential election. And she stands a potential as a candidate for ministerial position. Now let's have this conversation and get to know where she stands personally herself and whether she's just anticipating to remain a Member of Parliament. And it's good to have you in the studios. And congratulations, Madam.
Thank you.
You have, over the years, secured resounding victory for the NDC. And some of us are quite curious, what has been that game changer for you? Because almost every term, since the time you stood, you have always secured the seat for the NDC. What's the X factor for you?
All right. Thank you so much. Let me use this opportunity to greet the people of Shai-Osudoku, the entire constituency. I want to say a very big thank you to them for retaining me. In fact, like you said, I've worked tirelessly for the people of Shai-Osudoku. I've worked so hard for them. In fact, being in opposition for 8 years is not easy. Under one of the, another government, it hasn't been easy for me, but I made sure that whatever I have to do to work for the people, I've done that. So, it wasn't something surprising. I knew I'm winning hands down. So, it's my hard work and the contribution of the people of Shai-Osudoku that has brought me this far.
We'll get into the nitty-gritties, but just before you joined us, we're just taking a presser from the NPP and addressing certain issues about the fact that NDC supporters, they're alleging that NDC supporters are seem to hit the streets, causing some sort of violence. And it's quite surprising because in the very early hours, their presidential candidates conceded and said that in the interest of democracy, and you have seen Alexander Openyumaking also reiterating that, the General Secretary also reiterated that. And so the concerns that NDC supporters are causing certain violence, especially at collation centers, destroying some state properties in the country. What will be your initial reaction to this press that we've just taken?
Okay, let me state that this is not something new to us. NPP did say, but notwithstanding, I wouldn't say that what the NPP supporters, NDC supporters are doing, they are right. But I haven't experienced that in Shai-Osudoku yet. Perhaps, they are doing that to protect our properties. Because I heard one of the constituency, the drip machine that was brought, will be taken away by the NPP. So, they are just protecting our property. And that's all. I don't think they are causing any violence. They are only protecting our properties to make sure that when we take over, everything will be intact.
We as a media house, we've actually covered certain parts where we're unable to tell whether it's the NDC or the NPP, but we have seen destruction of properties, not just they taking it, but we have evidence that there's been some sort of destructions and all of that. Yesterday, my colleague Blessed Zoka on PMS Press also spoke to Computer Tanko, and we're hoping that he was going to call, whether or not it is the NDC, we're going to call persons who are still loitering around collation centers that are NDC members to go back home. I know that many of them have been recalled back. I see that you say it's not just as the NDC, it's not just the NDC. It happened at the regime of the NPP as well. But you have the platform now, you have the opportunity. Will you call anybody at all to order?
Oh, definitely. Let me add up to the call of the President-elect John Dramani Mahama. He warned during his statement to the public, he warned our supporters to remain calm. And I believe that they should remain calm because no matter what it is, whatever the NPP has taken will be taken over. They will make sure that whatever has been taken by the NPP, they will give it to us back. So they should be calm like the presidency. Shai-Osudoku, for instance, has been calm so far. It's only yesterday that my attention was drawn that the quarry, we have one of the largest quarry in the constituency that was taken over by some of our boys, supposed NDC supporters. So I called to find whether indeed that was the news, and they said they only want to protect our properties, and that's all. So I told them that no, they should remain calm till DC hands over to the incoming DC.
So they are not there, they have returned home?
No, they are not there as we speak.
Okay, let's stay in Shai-Osudoku. One would have thought that you've been in the position, and remember at the time that you stood for the first time, the sad situations that had you take the note for the NDC, not to remind your pain, but would have thought that maybe after you being in a position it would be difficult. But this year again, you secured the seat quite resoundly. This year particularly, what did you do differently so that the persons that said that, a lot of people voted for Mrs. Ocloo because of sympathy and all of that, because your husband had passed, I'm sorry to remind you. But this year, it's no longer sympathy. What differently did you do this year?
Thank you so much. Like I said earlier, when I took over, my late husband, may he so rest in perfect peace, he noticed that Shai-Osudoku lacks a lot. So he started, doing a lot of development before he left, and I took over from him. And then when I took over, surprisingly, people thought I'm only in just to take care of my kids or to recoup whatever my late husband spent. It is not so. For you to be a leadership, it's about calling. If you compare politicians, some, I will not say all, some of the politicians, it's like a pastoral course. It's something touchy. If it doesn't touch you, to work for the people, my dear, it will be very difficult for you to work. So I want to surprise the people of Shai-Osudoku that I'm not in because my late husband spent, or I'm not in just because I have to take care of my kids. No. As I'm speaking to you, sometimes even paying my kids' fees are very difficult. But it's the passion I have for the people. And that is why, in fact, any election, there's no fears because I know what I've done. I've done a lot of projects for the people of, even in opposition. If I should mention some of the projects, you say, wow, in opposition, I've spent a lot.
Let's start with the project. It will be nice to start there before we come into your top priorities.
If, unfortunately, I have a green book, but let me mention a few.
Okay.
I have through Qatar Charity Foundation, I built clinic for the people of Odumse, Ladowayo area. There's a clinic there. I sponsored, I extended light to those communities. I gave them water. When you go to the only library we had, Dodua Library, I renovated that library to the tune of 1.7 million Ghana cedis. We have 22 electoral areas. I've given all the electoral areas, supported them with tricycles and motorbikes. Over 80 communities has benefited from the MP's information equipment just to propagate the news of the NDC so that, people will know the good works of the NDC. From there to over 3,000 students has benefited from the MP's educational fund. When you go to educational support, decks, I've given the educational directorate over 3,000 decks to distribute to selected schools within the Shai-Osudoku district. When I took over, I noticed that some of the teachers doesn't go to class, and so I met the education directorate to ask them what are some of their challenges. They said their challenges are funds. They don't have funds to do monitoring within some of the schools. So I've taken it upon myself, any of my funds, I give them 10,000, which is 100 million, to support their monitoring within the Shai-Osudoku. The people of Asebi doesn't have water since time memorial. Since Dodua became Dodua, they don't have. I donated 100,000, old currency, 1 billion Ghana cedis, for them to connect water to the people.
Which constituency is this?
Asebi, Shai-Osudoku, Kajanya. I've given them 200 million to renovate a toilet project. Liom, I've given them 10,000, which is 100 million, to also renovate a toilet project. Natriku, I've given them 10,000, which is 100 million, to renovate a clinic. Agoto, I've given them 15,000, which is 150 million, to renovate a clinic for them. Dofo, I've given them 5,000 to renovate a clinic for the people of Dofo. When you go to the people of Apekom, there's a bridge, uncompleted bridge. Students find it difficult to pass. They brought a budget of 8,900, which is 89 million, which are funded. The Education Directorate also brought a budget that they want to do occupational therapy so that the disability will also benefit, which I gave them 150 million to do that occupational therapies for the disability. From there, the Education Directorate itself also requested an amount of 30,300 million to buy some equipment like laptops, and then printer, and then monitor. So I also did same donation to the people. Ramata, I did donation of 10,000. I've done a couple of the over 3 billion donation to the people of Shai-Osudoku, just for the passion I have for them. And then, like I said, the project, for the project started. Every lecture area, I have a project.
I'm just curious how you raise funds.
Yes, in fact, it's, when you check our common fund, I always tell people the common fund is in arrears since 2023. We are yet to receive, we have arrears, and 2024, not even a single common fund has come.
So it was coming all through until 2023?
No, it wasn't. I mean, sometimes we even received 2021 common fund in 2023. Okay. And that is how it has been. I mean, it doesn't come frequent. I mean, sometimes 1 year before they release funds, two funds. So that is how it has been. But, my dear, I've worked, and some of the party, gurus also supported me. And let me use this opportunity to thank them, Dr. Valerie Sawyer. A number of them, some of them doesn't want me to mention their names, but through them I've been able.
So you were able to raise funds internally to be able to do.
During the election,
No, in terms of the project
the project, my dear, I've done a lot. At a point in time, I have to sell some of my properties. Okay. My late husband left for me to work for the people, just to impress them.
But the Shai-Osudoku generally is a constituency that tilts to the NDC. Yeah. And some of these things that you have mentioned that they didn't have, did updated hospitals or clinics, you mentioned even water. One would have asked, it's not that it started from the NPP regime. The NDC has had power over there before. What was preventing them from constructing these things or to improve on the facilities for the people of Shai-Osudoku?
NDC has done a lot. I would say 99.9% of the project. I mean, you know, we have a hospital that was built by President John Dramani Mahama there. So there's a clinic there. Almost 80% of the communities that were connected to national grid electricity was done by the NDC. I mean, water extension. Myself, I've connected over 70 communities with electrification extension. I've connected over 50 communities with water extension. So it's something that the NDC had already started, but because of the vast, I mean, in terms of, when we say in terms of landmark, Shai-Osudoku is the largest in Greater Accra constituency.
In terms of landmark? In terms of landmark,
yes,
and the DOM will be the largest in terms of registered voters.
Exactly. Okay. So, I mean, when the president visited during his campaign tour, it was a request we gave to him that he should divide the constituency for us, which he assured us that when he's elected, it's something that he'll do for us. So I pray that...
Oh, you look forward to it being divided? Yes, I'm looking forward
that he divides the constituency so that we'll have the development will be easier for us because, I mean, like I said, when there's a common fund, 70,000, people like Ayawaso North, I mean, looking at the population, comparing to Shai-Osudoku, we receive same common funds. So it makes it difficult for us to, I mean, disperse the funds. I mean, and that is why, I mean, development in Shai-Osudoku has been something difficult for us. So, I mean, we are praying that when Mahama is being, the inauguration will come in January. Yes. So we are hoping that he will divide. It's something that he has assured us. So when he divides the constituency, I mean... You
think that projects will become more easier and tighter to deliver?
Exactly, because we'll be having 2 MPs. One will be at the Osudoku and then the Shai. So,
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So, I mean, development will be rapid.
I mean, now that you have done a tall list of things, which maybe you would fetch me with your green book for me to look and cross-check for our viewers a bit later. You're now in government from January 7th. What would be your top priorities anyway then? Oh, yes.
It's our roads, my dear, our roads. I mean, you've been to the constituency. I mean, we are related, you know that. So you've been in the constituency. I mean, 99.9% of our roads are in bad shape. I mean, and the president-elect has, I mean, confirmed when he came to the tour. I mean, he started the tour from the Osudoku enclave and we ended at Shai, and he saw the nature of the road. I mean, so during his speech, he said it, that when he came, because most of the roads were awarded in 2016 when Nanado took over, he said the contractor should go home and that he will be auditing them. And as it stands now, no contractor has been on on the site, especially when you go to Dodo Afienya Road. There was a contractor, and you know, Professor Dai also owns school around the Sota Odumse area.
Yeah.
So we all, I mean, we came together that, I mean, why wouldn't we speak to the roads and highways minister so that he will work on our roads? I mean, they refused. But in a nutshell, he had wanted to construct the road so that he will be taken to, which the government refused. So I'm praying that now that our president has been elected, he will work on our roads. I can
you focus more on roads.
On roads,
okay.
Not only on roads. I mean, we are going to also extend electrification to places that there are no electricity. We extend water to places that there are no water. And I know our roads are linked to the Volivo Bridge, which His Excellency wanted to construct for us. And then when Nanado took over, I mean, there hasn't been any bridge. So I know that those roads, I mean, the Asuchari Enclave roads, are linked to the bridge. So it's a package. So when they start that bridge, I mean, we'll see a vast difference.
When there is the dam spillage, the communities that are affected, are all of them under the Shai-Osudoku?
No, yes, they are under the Osudoku.
Osudoku,
yes.
Okay, not particularly to your side or...
It's part of Shai-Osudoku. My constituency is 2 traditional areas. Shai-Osudoku. So the Osudoku comprises from Asuchari Junction all the way from Akuse to Asuchari itself.
Perfect.
Up to Aveime, I have a place, Agbakocheko, Tokpo, all those roads. Communities are is part of Shai-Osudoku.
My concern, however, is the communities, the Togomes, and all of those places
Togome is in Okujeto.
Okujeto is inside the North Town constituency, but the places where if there's a dam spillage that affects the communities that are under your constituency, is there any way forward for such communities?
Oh, exactly. In fact, all that we are looking forward to is the compensation, that the VRA will compensate those people, because I mean, we have records of houses that were destroyed. I mean, we have records of farmlands that were destroyed. We have records of people that were rendered homeless. So we are looking forward to, I mean, now that my government is in power, that is what we are going to push, myself and Okujeto. All those people will be compensated. So it's something that we are looking forward to.
It's good to know. I know that later today there'll be the inauguration team at the conference center, and then we'll be kind to bring our viewers that the transition team that is going to be inaugurated later today. Have you seen them? And are you excited? How do you feel about the members?
In fact, we have the men. So I mean, I wasn't surprised seeing those names, and I know they are competent. And they are going to do a great job for the party. Are you
looking to take up any national responsibility?
Oh, definitely.
Such as a ministerial role?
Exactly.
And if you had the opportunity to choose, which one would you like? if there was just a genie here that said that, oh, Madam Akweley Ocloo, you have done so well, and so we want you to be the one picking and choosing, which one would you choose?
Oh, I mean, Shai-Osudoku has been lawyer to the NDC since 1992. I mean, apart from my Gizo that was given a ministerial appointment, we haven't had any minister. So I'm looking forward to the president-elect, President Dramani Mahama, that he will consider Shai-Osudoku. And obviously, I mean, irrespective that I have, I have a choice. I mean, where I want to be. I wouldn't want to mention it here, but my dear,
you can trust us with the information. We can keep it safe for you.
Oh, no, please. I'm just praying that anywhere that they'll position me, I'll be okay with that.
Considering that especially the ministerial roles are going to be very tight. It's not the usual numbers before.
Exactly. This is my 3rd term in Parliament. So I'm hoping that I'll be considered.
There have been calls for scrapping entirely taxes on sanitary towels.
Oh, definitely.
And is this something you're looking to consider?
Oh, yes, it's something, my dear, when you check, we've given a lot of, I mean, this teenage pregnancy, a whole lot of, was attributed to this sanitary pads. Some of the girls, when you interview, I mean, they said they didn't have money to buy sanitary pads. So eventually people lured them, they gave them 10 cedis, the men, and that was how come they became pregnant. So, I mean, it's a good idea that they'll be scrubbing all that. So I know today one pad is 35 to 40 Ghana, which they cannot afford. So we are looking forward to that.
Well, should you be giving any ministerial role? You're certain that you're able to manage it? Because we have seen people who then are given a ministerial role and then they are not able to function properly in their constituency. As this 8 years, many have said that you have done quite impressively. You have given us your records here. You're certain that you're able to manage the two?
Oh, definitely, yeah. It hasn't been easy being a mother and then, I mean, looking at where the circumstances that led to my contest, my dear. I will manage it and you can confirm to that. I'll come back to the studio and I'll be one of the first ministers if I'm being appointed. Yeah.
A lot of said, we've said that there's high expectations for the NDC government and that they have said that many people or many NPP supporters did not go out to vote because they say that their data is showing that their numbers from last election is still intact. It wasn't increased, meaning that NPP supporters stayed home. And then the NDC has increased its numbers. And so it's more like a punishment. Many have described this election as a punishment to the Akufo-Addo government. Now, the expectations on John Dramani Mahama as somebody who would have only 4 years, and the NDC in itself moving on to 2028, what are your personal expectations as well?
Yes, my dear, Mama, we know him and we know he will perform. I mean, there's no two ways about that. Like you said, the expectations are high, especially he's coming for only 4 years. I mean, we know there's a lot of investors that are waiting for him to come so that they invest. So, I mean, with God, all things are possible. That's all I can say. With God, all things are possible. The God that has brought us this far. I mean, the overwhelming support from Ghanaians. I mean, sometimes I sit back, taking certain things, seats that has never been taken by the NDC government. God will see us through. He will see Mahama through.
Many women, of course, even men, are excited about the vice presidential, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman being the vice president-elect. And we've said that generally the Constitution doesn't really allow vice presidents to perform roles that will allow them to be very impactful because then it has to be the president assigning certain duties to them. But let me take your initial reaction to a woman, the first ever vice president that we're having as a country, and your expectations of the vice president, if she's able to execute any of these expectations at all.
Thank you so much, my dear. When you even check members of parliament, I mean the female MPs in parliament, you could see that we are even performing better than the men. Yes, so I trust in her. My dear, our Vice President, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman, will surprise Ghanaians, especially being a woman, because even when God created a man, he himself noticed that without a woman, a man cannot survive. And that is why he also brought a woman to Eve, Adam, so that they can take a good decision. I mean, for you to take a good decision, if a woman is not part of you, my dear, you can never take a good decision. Yeah. So let's see, like I said, choosing Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman is something that, my dear, will help President John Dramani Mahama to take a good decision and also to perform. I mean, we know the track records of Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman. I mean, for here to be part of the leadership in NDC, my dear, being the vice president, he's going to bring a lot of things on board. And I can assure you that she's going to perform. I mean, the whole world will know that she has performed. I mean, I trust in women, and I know what women can do. I mean, there's a saying that, I mean, what men can do, women can do better. So I trust in her, and I know she'll perform, I mean, to the people of... I mean, all women are looking up to her, and we know it's through her intervention that they will bring this women's bank. I mean, a lot of initiative for women is through her intervention. So I pray that God will give her that favor, that strength to be able to help our president-elect so that they will perform.
I'm certain that your constituents are watching you right now, so we'll give you the opportunity to share your final words with your constituents.
Thank you so much. Let me use this opportunity to thank the good people of Shai-Osudoku, the chiefs, the queen mothers. In fact, I don't know what to say. Their support was so massive to the extent that when I was even home, some of the chiefs were calling, Honorable, where are you? I mean, make sure that people go to the center to vote. I mean, they did so well. I don't know what to say. they know that it's only NDC that can transform Shai-Osudoku, and that is why NDC in Shai-Osudoku has been loyal to and faithful to the party. Let me also thank the Election Directorate. Let me thank the CEC constituency executives. Let me thank the party supporters. My dear, we did so well because there was an intel that the NPP candidate, brought a lot of land gas. It was even out there, Kelvin Taylor mentioned, and they scared a lot of people. So, it was difficult for us to even bring people from the houses to vote because they noticed that the land gas were all over the constituency. It was something you can clearly see. So, at a latter day of I think from Monday or so, when it was left with 1 week for us to have the election, certain places that we went to campaign around the Kodiabe enclave, that is where he's and Doimu, they asked us, they said we should go home because the people there, when you see them, it's something not to talk about. So we picked the intel, and then we also positioned our guys. And let me use this opportunity. Our security, internal security, the police also did so well. Some of the youth I sent into military, police, but they have sent over 300 youth in the constituency into the police. Some are into local government, some are into...
Qualified youth.
Qualified youth, yes. So they also came with their friends, and it was massive, my dear. He himself noticed that, whatever we've done, the plans we've put in, on board, he couldn't have dared to do anything. So, we were also monitoring the EC. Let me also use this opportunity to thank the EC because we're also monitoring, those issuing the ballot papers, we were monitoring them, and they did a fantastic job. My dear, this election, I'll say, was free and fair in Shai-Osudoku as far as I'm concerned. Let me say kudos to
I know that
security services for doing a great job.
I know that I said I was going to let you go, but because you mentioned that you were able to enroll young people into the security services, many people have said that because usually members of parliament are seeking to want to retain their seat or looking to be new entrants, they enroll young people or the youth onto security or some sort of employment opportunity list. And then there's the concerns of police brutality and all of that. And they raises the question of whether or not these people are qualified. So you please address that for me. And then also because especially like Akuse area, these are new developing areas and people are clamoring for lands and all of that. The issue of land guards as well, informally, has been noted over there. What's the situation like over there? Oh,
I would say land guards issue in Shai-Osudoku. It's something because of the land litigation and so on. It's something that we've been battling with, and all the district police officers, they can attest to the fact they've been so. They've been so helpful, and so they help to reduce violence in the constituency. About 2 or 3 months ago, someone was shot out of this land guards issue, and then so they have to come in. They deploy a lot of people to to survey the situation. And so I would say, so far, so good. Land gas issue, even though it exists, but
it's curbed.
It's calm.
Okay, and then the young people that you personally enrolled, these are qualified young people?
They are qualified. My dear, my party is not in power. And when they go there, I don't ask them, don't go and mention that you are an NDC. Are you getting? So when you qualify, I have to push. Provided the person qualifies in the system. Don't forget that, recruitment is online.
Yes.
So when the person enters everything and the person qualifies, the only thing we have to, I'll make sure that since the person is qualified, you should make sure that you pick that person. And that is how it has been all this while. They are qualified. We have qualified, competent youth within the Shai-Osudoku. We have master degree. We have universities. We have a lot. So they are the people that has been qualified into the services. So it's not something that we are recruiting people that are not qualified.
A term called job for the boys.
I'm not the interior minister, but they have to buy the form online. So when they buy and they are qualified, as a member of parliament, all that I have to do is to make sure that I push for them. When I'm just behind, make sure that you also apply. Make sure that you go for, when they call for screening.
You go.
As far as even sometimes when they are doing the recruitment, I go to the centers and then make sure that my people are also being called. Okay. So that is what it has been.
Thank you, and out of your excitement, thank you for honoring our invitation and talking to us.
We wish you. I hope I'll come here one day to let the whole world know, what I've done for the good people of Shai. I've done a lot. Like I said, I've constructed over 15 toilet projects, 8-seater toilet with a shower facility for the good people of Shai-Osudoku. So I'll come here, and then I hope I'll be here next time to let the people know what I've done for them. But they themselves know, the good people of Shai-Osudoku knows what I've done for them, and that is why they've retained me. And I believe that I'm not going to disappoint them. Let me assure them. Let me also use this opportunity to thank Chris Nyamado. In fact, he has also done so well. I mean, financially. Like I said, a lot of people helped me. Julius Debra, our former
Chief of Staff.
Yeah. They've all done so well. In fact, this time around, they did so well to make sure that we didn't lack. I mean, and then let me thank the whole Ghana. I mean, you can attest to the fact that we won. I mean, 100. I saw it on when I was 184 seats, my dear.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for talking to us. We've been talking to Linda Obenewa Akweley Ocloo, re-elected Member of Parliament for the Shai-Osudoku constituency. We'll go for a quick break. We'll be back with the polls. Stay with us.